Welcome to this week's edition of the Factfinder. In this edition, the Chairman Board of Trustees clears the air on the activities of Ogun indigents in Entertainment Professional Forum. Victims of arbitrary arrest and unlawful detention during Oshu election recounts their ordeal. Reasons why Johnson wants financial autonomy for the judiciary in Nigeria.
If I be money miss road, tell me how you go know. And you know what you show back on the I don't know why God choose me. I don't know why it will support me. Maybe because I'm one of them. Maybe because I'm part of them. Because maybe I'll go down one. Because maybe if I let me fall, I share their pain. I know their gain. It's my time to.
Recently, some indigents of Ogun State came together to form a body known as Ogun Indigents in Entertainment Professional Forum. The body is said to have been formed to advance the cause of Ogun State indigents in all aspects of entertainment. But the activities of this body, particularly the Shaya concert, which held recently at the June 12 Cultural Center in Abeokuta, raised the speculation that the formation has some political undertone. Some school of thought says the body was formed to support the second-term bid of the Ogun State Governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, FCA. The Factfinder caught up with one of the initiators, veteran and dynamic actor, Prince Odubamidele Odule, the Chairman Board of Trustee of the Forum. Here is his reaction.
It's my pleasure to have you on the show, Prince.
Thank you so very much.
Sometimes one will begin to wonder what a prince is actually doing in the entertainment industry, but that's not why I'm here, so I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. So now let's talk about this forum.
Okay.
There's been a lot of issues about it.
All right.
Some said it's deliberately, it was deliberately set up for political reasons. Is this correct?
No, absolutely no. Like people do say that maybe it is a mouthpiece of any government. It is not.
Recently, you organized a stage performance at the Cultural Center in Abeokuta, where you actually endorsed Senator Ibikunle Amosun FCA for a second term in office. Now, the question that agitates the mind of some people is what has this governor done for the entertainment industry in Ogun State, or perhaps for individual members of your association to have warranted such an endorsement?
Like I said earlier on, that this forum is not a mouthpiece of any government. We are not particular about the entertainment industry alone. We are talking about the welfareism of Ogun indigents at large. We are talking of Ogun State people, Ogun people. We are not talking about those who are into entertainment. We just want to use our own medium, because we know it is a powerful medium to get to the public. So we want to use that medium to make sure we have an impact in the rebuilding mission. That's the purpose. It's not purely because of our own profession alone. It is all about we are from Ogun State and we want good things in Ogun State and we want to be a part of good things in Ogun State. That is the purpose of this forum.
There's this popular saying that man proposes and God disposes. Peradventure, if the governor does not return to the office for second term, what becomes of the future of this forum, given the fact that you had endorsed him for a second term in office?
Well, I just pray for him to return so that he can get all his jobs completed. But if he's not, because there's no armor against it, if he cannot come back again, anybody that is on board will reckon with such person, provided, I repeat, provided he's doing beautifully well.
It's been so good talking to you, Prince David Odubamidele Odule, the Chairman, Board of Trustees of Ogun Indigenous Entertainment Professional Forum. Is very, very interesting interacting with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for sparing us this time.
It's a pleasure.
The 2014 gubernatorial election in Osun State, or should I say, State of Osun, might have come and gone, but the dust raised by that election, described as the most militarized in the history of Nigeria, is yet to settle, particularly as it relates to the activities of the security operatives deployed to monitor that election. Many of those allegedly arrested and detained on the eve of that election are still nursing their wounds. The Factfinder was in Osogbo and brought back the horrifying experience of some of the victims. Best to speak is the 80-year-old Barrister Joseph Oladapo Fakayode, who lost his 41-year-old daughter 2 weeks before that election.
There was this rumor that you were arrested on the eve of the gubernatorial election here. So we'd like to put the record straight. Can you please confirm, or rather put the record straight, were you actually arrested?
Yes, it is actually true that I was arrested in the evening of Friday, or let me say early morning on Saturday, because the arrest took place around 1 a.m. in my city room at Lauragun there. Lauragun is the headquarters of Ifedayo local government, and I happen to be the leader of the APC in Ifedayo local government, and in fact the chairman of the APC in Ila Federal Constituency. Those that were with me, about 30 of them or 29 of them were party agents. I have some other 3 other people or 4 who came to commiserate with me, because exactly today is 1 month today that in this house that I lost my daughter, that lawyer, 41-old woman. She is in fact in the legal team of Aregbesola campaign committee for Ifedayo, for the federal constituency. Exactly 1 month today. So some people came to my city room to mourn with us. There are about 4 and then 3 other tenants, making the total of us to be 38. When suddenly we heard gunshots outside. What's happening? All of you upstairs, please, come down immediately. Before we knew what was happening, maybe some of them were sticking at the main front door in their boots. So I decided to go down to speak to their leader. The leader got down and said, surround him, take him to the vehicle. Listen to me, you talk to me, I finish you. I was wondering, what offense have we committed in my sitting room? So, but it was drizzling that night. I had to take a rough path. In fact, I fell down. Said, okay, if I just take it easy. About 10 minutes thereafter, I got up again, said, straight to the vehicle. 2 or 3 of their office security men led me into 3 waiting vehicles. Then they entered the house, ordered those that were with me to put their hands on their head and walk straight into the waiting vehicle. At least when I look around, not less than 20 to 25 army boys, police, and other security men were around. That was how we were bundled into this vehicle. In fact, I had my pyjama on, about to go to bed. It was a very chilly night. And anytime I complain that I want to peace or have someone say, look, Papa, you can't do that. Let us stand at the wall of the vehicle. And whatever anything you want to do it there. So we are under such a very hard condition. So all the time I intended to do that. Only one occasion at the Laura, where they allowed people to come down one by one to ease themselves and get back to the vehicle. But very early, around between 6 and 7 or so, we were at Ede Command. We ordered us down. Sat us on open place and took particulars of each one of us. So we were packed into another vehicle, which took us to headquarters of the SS office. Then we go there, we are getting there and say, please, cover your face, if anything. You look up, finish you here. Later another officer came and said, look, lie down, face the ground. When I couldn't do it as others would have done it, because by the grace of God, that is October 30 exactly, I will be 80.
I was going to ask for your age anyway. Please go ahead.
Yes. Why I said that was that in trying to readjust my condition in accordance with his order to lie down, face down. Don't forget that you were in this position for the night, because the vehicle which should have, anyway, you were parked there just like that. So all these things that become very stiff. So when I was trying to readjust, just one of the officers said, look at this, what might say, face the ground. He gave me a very, very bad blow on the head. I cried out my head.
There is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running. I wake up in the morning, tell you what I see on my TV screen. I see the blood of an innocent child, and everybody's watching. Now I'm looking out my window, and what do I see? I see an army of a soldier man marching across the street. What did it say to make you so blind to your conscience and reason? Could it be love for your country, or for the gun you're using to them?
Children are special gifts from heaven, while women are the source of life. But from generation to generation, Nigerian women and children are constantly subjected to battery, sexual abuse, political marginalization, and economic deprivation. This man's injustice to man must stop, and the time is now. Is your right infringed upon? There is hope for you. A helper is here. Contact Women and Rights for Change Initiative. Call 0803 409 0304 0803 733 2213 or 0808 425 5995 or visit www.womenandrights.org. The dogged fighter, liberator, and renowned human rights activist Dr. Joe Oke Odumake is waiting to fight your cause. Join or support Women and Rights for Change Initiative, and together we'll protect the rights of the Nigerian children and women.
Extraordinary things will happen to me and you. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union made for.
The Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria have been agitating for financial autonomy for state judiciaries in Nigeria. Consequently, they down-tooled on July 14, 2014. The strike was suspended on the 4th of August after a crucial stakeholders meeting in Abuja. However, a 45-day ultimatum was given for compliance by relevant agencies. Meanwhile, the National Executive Council of JUSUN, on the intervention of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Mariam Aloma Mukhtar, GCON, extended the ultimatum by 2 weeks, after which the strike will resume on the 2nd of October 2014 if stakeholders refuse or fail to comply with the court judgment and MOU of January 13th and August 1st, 2014 respectively. The Factfinder tracked down Comrade Dr. Adesina Samson Adesanya JP, the National Deputy President. He speaks more on the reasons for these agitations.
Why exactly is your union agitating for financial autonomy for the judiciary in Nigeria?
Because we want things to be put in their proper place. We want peace. If you obey the Constitution, if we act in consonance with what the provisions of the Constitution, which says we must respect each other's views, freedom of religion, freedom of association, freedom of this, freedom of that. And also, when there is a judgment, you respect that judgment. There will be peace. There will be lasting peace. And of course, in any democratic setting, for you to really say there is democracy, every arm of government must be free of the other. Though their functions are interwoven, but still they are supposed to act as checks and balances to one another. And where one is encroaching, empathy line, where one encroaches on the other, then something is done. Something is wrong. Very, very wrong. And that is the end. We all know
even from primary school and the executive is to spend money, the legislative arm is to, stipulate how these monies will be spent, the laws, to enact laws and all of that. And of course the judiciary to interpret. So each one on its own. So why should the judiciary be treated as an appendage of the executive? Why should the judiciary be seen as an allegation of the executive? Why should the judiciary be at the wings and caprices of the executive? How do you get sound judgment from our court? We are all human beings. Everybody is saying the judiciary is corrupt. Judiciary is corrupt. You can be corrupt not only in cash. You can be corrupt in mind. In the mind, in kind, you can be corrupt. If you cannot exercise the right to deliver fair judgment, fair assessment of what is presented to you in court, as evidence, you cannot evaluate. They say upon the preponderance, the preponderance of evidence, the weight of evidence, and all of that, you cannot weigh evidence. That means you are not delivering judgment as expected, to which every judge has sworn to. Your hands are tied like the one we have had in the past. Your hands should not be tied. But if you know that next week you are going to travel abroad, you have challenges, health challenges, and you know that the governor is still the person that is going to approve the money for you to travel abroad to take care of your health, and is having a major case in your court, how do you deliver such judgment? Is at your own peril if you do otherwise. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like we will still be in a banana republic. It's as if we are still in an animal farm. But for everyone to exercise, to function independently and very well, everyone has to, maintain their proper place. And that is exactly what we in Jesus said. Although we are also bearing the brunt, because when good judgments are not delivered, they say judiciary is corrupt. We are members of staff of judiciary. I am an assistant chief registrar in judiciary, and it's not by any small means to be an assistant chief registrar in judiciary. It's only in this country that we don't appreciate brilliance. Overseas, this is a profession on its own. I would have become a guru on my own. I've been in charge of litigations. I've been in charge of every law reporting. All of registrars are here and there. You do cash, you do everything, all encompassing. Welfareistic jobs, we take care of the judges, we all do this, we manage staff, manage all kinds of things. But you are not properly regulated, and your office accommodation is nothing to write home about. You cannot believe it, this one. That in my 35, I will be 35 years in another 10 months. I don't have an official car. My colleagues, even my seniors who are retired over 15-20 years ago, do not have official cars in judiciary. Whereas in the executive, you have somebody on level 8 having fleet of cars, level 9. Even when you talk in terms of interest, I can tell you today, as an assistant chief registrar in charge of high court in Enugu today, my interest is just 10,000 naira in 30 days. You can't believe it, that's small. It's as bad as that. Whereas in the executive, you have somebody on level 9, level 10, you'll be taking interest as far as 50, 60, 120,000. Doing what? Are we not all workers? Having served government for 35 years, the engine will have worn out. You can still sit at the face is looking young, but I'm not young. I know I'm not young. You see, so if anybody asks us what is our business, it is our business. It is our business for development. Although we are going away, but posterity will judge us right. My own daughter is there. She's a graduate. She's a graduate of English. She's there. She's in judiciary working also. So if I cannot enjoy, she should. That is exactly what we say.
That's the much we have for you on the Factfinder this week. Join us same time, same station next week for another bumper package.